The daughter told me that what happened to her mom is something that none of us should have to worry about when we leave our houses in the morning, right? She's wondering tonight if what happened right behind me on this on-ramp is a case of mistaken identity, and then if so, who were they then trying to target? It happened in less than 10 seconds.
Oh my God! This guy just got out of a car and pointed a gun at me.
This unidentified person aiming their long gun at a 62-year-old driver. The victim's daughter agreeing to speak with Fox 17 News on the condition we conceal her identity.
And I just remember being like, what? Yeah, I can't even wrap my head around, like, why?
She says her mom was in town spending time with her grandson.
I'm up in Nashville, so I don't know where I'm.
3/4 of a mile. Okay, well.
Oh my God!
He does a little wave, almost like a my bad or an I'm sorry. So to me, it looks like they thought she was somebody else. Somebody describing it to you doesn't really do it justice for how shocking I think it is.
Her mom quickly contacted Metro Police to file a report and share multiple before and after videos.
I was on the access ramp, and this guy in a van in front of me got out, and he had a rifle in his hand.
Given the fact that all you can really see is his arms and a little bit of his eyes, I know it's going to be hard to identify him.
The family says they've rewatched this video numerous times. They're confident the armed gunman was unprovoked.
Oh my God!
The only time you see that vehicle is when he cuts from that left turn lane in front of her.
Tonight, the driver's daughter says this is why she encourages all drivers to have dash cameras.
I don't know what the police would have to go on if we didn't have that video.
A brazen act in broad daylight that has drivers thinking twice.
Antonio Ham served his country until his mom says he just couldn't anymore.
He called me crying and said, "Mom, I didn't sign up to be a killer. This is not what I signed up for. I did not sign up to be a killer."
The Glencliff High School four-sport athlete went to war in Iraq shortly after 9/11.
It was the second tour that ended up being too much for him.
Would you describe it as a mental break?
I would say a mental break, yes. He was totally different. He was not the same Tony that we had known prior to going to Iraq.
The once shining high school wrestler, football, baseball player, and track star eventually diagnosed with PTSD, schizophrenia, and bipolar disorder. Sadly, this veteran ultimately died after being hit by a train this summer.
Sorry. You still have to jump through hoops just to bury your loved one.
Like so many other veterans' families, Ham's family had to wait, all because of a single piece of paper called a DD-214 form.
Almost a whole month.
This mom calls it inexcusable.
It angers me. It angers me a lot. Yeah, because, you know, that's your loved one. You know, you're already grieving, you're suffering. I don't feel that it's fair to them. It's not, thank you. I'm sorry. It's not fair to our men and women that have fought for this country to still have to be struggling just to get something from the military.
We've got to get this issue fixed.
I took her concerns to Congressman and veteran Mark Green.
It seems like there should be some sort of centralized place where you could go and find your veterans DD-214 form in a timely manner in order to get them buried properly.
This is insane. The Veterans Administration is a bureaucratic red tape nightmare.
Green says he has a Veterans Affairs caseworker in his Clarksville office helping families, but it shouldn't be this way.
I mean, you should be able to call an office, get a copy of the DD-214. It should happen immediately. It's just crazy that a congressman has to get involved to fix this.
Thank you for calling VA Media Relations.
I called the Veterans Affairs office to find out why it took a month to get this DD-214 form for burial for this family, and about a month for this Nashville man to bury his veteran brother. I emailed too. A spokesperson with the VA's National Cemetery Administration says they work closely with the National Personnel Records Center to get the documents as quickly as possible. Despite staffing restrictions due to COVID-19, in most cases, they get the documents within approximately 5 days, but more complex cases often take longer. And the best way to avoid delays is for that veteran to gather the necessary documentation while they are still alive.
I do clerical. So you can't tell me, even with all the requests you may have, that it takes a whole month for you all to get one little piece of paper.
Should there be a specific phone line or a specific section of people who work specifically with veterans' families who have passed away? So they are expedited up the list.
They actually have casualty assistance officers that are appointed. It just
still takes 3 to 4 weeks.
Takes 3 to 4 weeks, and that's unacceptable.
With everything else at our fingertips, this grieving mom says fixing this is the least we could do to honor our veterans.
They should not have to continue to go through this in their death. Even though it's the family walking through it, but to me, you're still punishing them, and it's not right.
Almost 80 school-age children are hospitalized with COVID-19 right now in the state, including some here at Vanderbilt Children's Hospital. Now, some local religious leaders are calling the governor's COVID-19 policies dangerous and inexcusable. Meanwhile, some Tennesseans praise his executive order. Dr. Eric Moore has 7 children in the Knox County School District. Over the weekend, his daughter, who just became eligible for the vaccine last week and received her first dose, tested positive for COVID-19.
This means that we spent over the last 20 months doing everything that we were supposed to do, everything that we could do, everything that we were guided to do, only to have our daughter come home from school with the disease because of failure of leadership.
Some are calling out Governor Bill Lee's executive order allowing parents to opt out of mask mandates if districts have one. Moore feels the governor has failed his children. In a Fox 17 News Twitter poll, more than half of Tennesseans feel it should be the parents' decision when it comes to masks. But Moore feels differently.
Governor Lee is wrong, saying that parents know best. The vast majority of parents do not know best what is right in terms of health and procedures regarding pandemic behaviors. That's not an insult. It's a recognition that some knowledge is specialized.
Reverend Dr. Donna Whitney believes the governors downplay the severity of the virus. According to the state health department, more than 28,000 school-age children have COVID-19 right now.
By allowing parents across the state to exempt their children from wearing masks in school, he places all students at risk of contracting COVID-19 and spreading it to others.
I reached out to the governor's office to ask if Governor Lee plans to reverse course on his executive order. Right now, there are no plans to do so. His response to our sister station on Monday.
We have no plans to change our strategy on mitigation strategies right now.
The federal government has launched a civil rights investigation into Tennessee's mask policy. 4 other states are also being investigated.